Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be taking a look at XL Pidgeot Legacy style. So we are going to be going in here with Wing Attack. I've been holding on to this Legacy for a long time, ever since I've had it, since the game came out. And I just didn't want to TM it away. We're going to go ahead and test it out here for a few battles, but I just had to get rid of it. There's no way. So we're going to use an Elite TM to get Gust. Now, I didn't have to initially use one because I just simply had it, so we're going to take it off, go with Gust, and I'm going to have to say it's going to be a little bit better. It's just more comfortable, as Wing Attack can farm fast, but Gust is farming at a decent rate as well and just doing so much damage. But with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And, well, let's go ahead and check it out. So Wing Attack up against this Trevenant here, which is going to be taking super effective from the flying, and it's still really not doing too much damage. With Gust, we would be just chipping away at that health for sure. So we are, of course, going to be going with Feather Dance, Feather Dance, and Brave Bird. Now, this is a Pokemon that you got to be kind of careful with. I wouldn't really recommend leading with it because it is just an all-flyer. So if you encounter Rock or Steel, you're basically a goner. Now, you can have Pokemon in the back to protect you and all that, but you're just going to screw up the alignment. It's best to lead with something that can cover its weaknesses to some degree, or at least a little bit of coverage, right? Now, we're going to be pairing it up with Regirock, one of my favorites for Ultra League. I stand by this thing all the time. It's amazing. And then Giratina Altered. Now, we're going to take off Giratina Altered here in a bit because I was having to deal with these stinking spammy wall rains, and we're going to put on Buzzwole. And, well, it worked out quite nicely. Of course, we can get countered by some things, like every single team can. But it did put in the work here. So, with that said, again, if you do enjoy my videos, give it a thumbs up. And let's see what we have going on here, leading with that Regirock the entire time. And we're met with a Drapion. This is a great lead here for us, as we do resist the poison. And we're a pretty tanky Pokemon, so we're going to be able to take these crunches here, building up a little bit of extra energy. This is not going to quite KO the Drapion, I don't think, at this point. Or it is. Never mind. I was thinking of another situation. They're bringing in a Machamp, and they're going to be able to counter us down and just go to Farm Town. So we're getting a shield, which is great. Now, typically people do not run Payback, but I just had a feeling. I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and shield this up, and it was freaking Payback. It's a good thing we shielded it up. That would have pretty much almost one-shotted us from that Shadow Machamp. We would have still been alive, but not at the health, obviously, that we're at now. So definitely worth the shield. So we got a Wall Rain. Again, this is exactly what I was talking about with those situations where it's just looking pretty bad. The back line is weak to ice because of the Pidgeot flying, and then, of course, the Dragon on the Giratina. So we're getting them down pretty low, but unfortunately, yeah, this isn't going to cut it. Look at Wing Attack. The damage is just garbage. It's booty. I was happy to TM it away. So in comes the Machamp, and I'm thinking, oh, they have Payback. They're going to have Cross Chop, which is still doing a lot of damage because for whatever reason, the freaking Pokemon Company wants to make pretty much all flyers part normal, so they can't get the full advantage of going up against a fighter. I don't get it. It's so weird. Like, what makes a bird normal, too? I don't get why. Stop doing that crap. So let's go ahead and use our Elite TM to get Gust, and let's switch this up here because I was definitely not feeling that Wing Attack. Alright, so met with a Jellicent, and this is not particularly great. It's not horrible either. We do have the normal type on the Pidgeot that resists Ghost, so there is that. And it is a little bit of a protection against the Ghost weakness on Giratina as well. So let's go. So they're going to, of course, hit us with a Bubble Beam. They could go with the Shadow Ball, but it looks like they're going to just continue to lower our attack here. And we're just going to keep on spamming them with the Stone Edge. So we are going to retreat at some point here with energy on the Regirock because they're lowering our attack so much. I mean, at this point, we're really not doing too much damage here. So we're going to go ahead and retreat there, and we have a lot of energy built up on that thing. We can do a lot of damage later on. Bringing in the Pidgeot, they can go for Shadow Ball, but they go for the Bubble Beam, lowering our attack, and then bringing in a Nidoqueen here. So this is going to get pretty interesting. Lowered our attack up against a regular Nidoqueen, so they're taking regular damage. We're not going to be able to do extra with that Shadow on them, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Feather Dance. I'm thinking, okay, we got Giratina in the back. What they're going to do is probably hit us with a Poison Jab, lower our defense before we do take them out, and then we're just going to be that much weaker. If I do recall this correctly, this Nidoqueen actually hits us 2 times with Poison Jab, and we still have 2 shields of Alright, so they're retreating. We immediately swap. We're going to come full circle back to that Giratina Nidoqueen. That's why I was discussing that. So we will survive this, and as far as getting off a Stone Edge, I mean, Nidoqueen, all of our moves are resisted, and our attack has been dropped. They're kind of getting a little low on that health here, so this is going to help us out a little bit there. Still doing a decent amount of damage to that ground type. Very nice. So there you go. There is that farm, and here comes those 2 poison jabs I was talking about. So they're going to lower our defense by 2 stages. Giratina being the tank that it is, we have to hope that there's something back here that we can handle. So let's see what it is going to be. And it is a Scrafty. Okay, well, since we do have Dragon Breath, we still have a little bit of hope here. Plus our Ghost typing resisting the fighting. Yeah, this is looking great. So I'm going to go ahead and just shield this up right off the bat here. Foul play would have done a lot of damage, but we're just going to go ahead and maintain because, well, we're in a winning position with the Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, and we're looking great. This is why Giratina is so good, folks. Look, when it comes back to raids, I've been telling you, and I'm going to say it again, you definitely want to raid it. Get candies. Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay, we'll go back to that topic. Hold on, squirrel. Look at the timer. They would have won. Okay. So the way it works when the time runs out is whoever has more Pokemon, and then if you both have 2, whoever has more health, basically. So they would have won even if I had more health there, and they had 2 Pokemon with like 1 HP, say, right? So we took that one because we barely took out that Scrafty literally on 1 second or 0 seconds with that timer. Incredible. So anyways, back to what I was talking about. As we do have the Buzzwole on the team now. So, but anyways, for Giratina, since we do just have the, the smaller hitting charge moves, it's taking forever. You can spam them. You're a tank. You just keep on hitting them over and over again. It works. But with Shadow Force, we're going to be really able to put in that work. And you're going to be able to finally have a hard-hitting move on your Giratina altered form, which is going to be definitely feared and so OP in the Ultra League. All right, so we got Buzzwole. What's going on here? We have a Tapu Finn out here. We had a not too great lead. What did they have? A Trevenant? They immediately swapped into their Tapu Finn. Oh, okay, sounds good to me. So we're going to go ahead and go straight for the Brave Bird since they've used all their shields. Swap into our Buzzwole here. Earthquake's not very effective, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to outpace them and farm them down before they get to that second Hydro, and we do. Fantastic. And they're bringing back that Trevenant. So we're going to go ahead and start spamming them with the lunge here, lowering their attack. Can we get to another lunge? And we do. This is getting really close here. Shadow Ball is going to be able to take us out, but we still do have the Pidgeot in the back here. So this is going to be interesting. Lower their attack massively. Bringing in the Pidgeot, taking them out with 1 Gust. This is why I have Gust now. And then Tapu Finn goes down with 1 Gust as well. Let's go, Pidgeot, taking that win for us. Well, everything did some work there, especially the Mandibuzz. Next battle met with a Melodic with Dragon Tail. Okay, we can deal with this here as long as we can bring them down low enough to farm up with the Pidgeot and just start throwing Feather Dances or maybe even Brave Birds. We're going to be looking good here. Buzzwole doesn't mind going up against this here, but I'd rather farm up with the Pidgeot. Alright, so we're taking a lot of damage from that Surf, and they've got extra energy build up here. You better believe they're not just getting to this Surf here. They're pretty much building up to 2. So let's see if we're going to be able to take them out. So what I do is actually I go in here with Mandibuzz. Wow, do I keep calling it Mandibuzz? Because they're both Buzzies. Buzzwole. And I use that because counters faster. Alright, so we have the matchup up against the Nidoqueen here, which is technically not bad at all because, well, Mandibuzz doesn't really want to see this here as all of our moves are resisted. And they're bringing in a Snorlax, which we are going to be resisting the Lick. That's not even getting stabbed, so that's going to be great. After we do lower their attack by 2 stages here, we can take a Body Slam and still not worry about getting taken out by the Lick because it is doing such little damage on top of their attack being debuffed here. So going for another Feather Dance, which I'm going to have to say I should have went for Brave Bird there. So what's going to happen is we have energy on our Pidgeot. We swap into Mandibuzz. I said, damn, Buzzwole, jeez Louise. So we can take the damage, farming them up. Since all of our moves are resisted, that's okay. We're just going to start throwing lunges here, which is still going to do a respectable amount of damage to that Nidoqueen while we're lowering their attack and taking the poison jabs better, as well as the poison fang here. We still got 1 shield, Buzzwole flexing on it, saying, hit me. And I let it go. I'm thinking, wait a minute, should I have shielded that up? We're going to go ahead and swap into our Pidgeot. Go straight for the Brave Bird here. And, well, we're going to be able to take that win up against that Snorlax there, but they back out before we were able to finish it off. And we're looking good. You better believe it. All right, moving on to our next opponent. We're going to be met with a Cresselia, which is What do we have in the back? Buzzwole? Well, we have Lunge, which is super effective, but at the same time counters resisted. Pidgeot doesn't mind it too much, but this is an okay matchup here. Now, if they have Grass Knot, that's what we have to worry about. But at the same time, we've already got them down past half, so we're looking pretty good at this point. Obviously, we'll be going in here with Pidgeot. So they hit me with Future Sight. That doesn't mean that they do not have Grass Knot, although that's probably what you would want to go for right off the bat. So we'll just go ahead and keep on going here. We're able to actually farm them down with Lock On, which is great. They bring in an Escavalier. We're actually able to get to the Stone Edge, which is still going to be doing a decent amount of damage, and we're getting a shield. Now, I can go either with the Buzzwole, said it right, or Pidgeot here. Buzzwole would have been great. Now, the reason why I didn't go with it is because I didn't want to get hit by an Aerial Ace. But look at the Mega Horn, resisting that, and it's still doing a ton of damage, plus the counter, which is doing a decent amount because of our normal typing on our Flyer. So we're able to take them out with a Brave Bird. They have a Suicune in the back. I immediately swap into Buzzwole, and they back out with that Suicune. We take the win. Moving on to our next opponent, we're going to be met with a Talonflame. This is literally the best lead for you with the Regirock. Then they're swapping into Poliwrath, and we're looking at a straight up rock, paper, scissors right here. But again, Pidgeot. I mean, I can't stand this normal typing on Flyers. It's so irritatingly annoying. One of the most annoying things in the Pokemon universe to me personally, as how they always add on a normal type to Flyers. What the frick is the point? So, yeah, we're taking a lot of damage from the Dynamic Punch, even after we lowered their attack by 2 stages. Do you see why I shielded up the first one? Ridiculous. So they're bringing in a Talonflame. All I really needed to do was win that matchup and get the alignment with the Talonflame and the Regirock, and we're good. If they have a Charm user or a Fire user, another Fire user in the back, it's over. But it is an Overquill, so we bring in our Mandibuzz. Now, Overquill is not known to be the tankiest thing around. Being part Dark type, it's still taking a decent amount of damage from the fighting. Now, I kind of maybe screwed up here. Not really. I should have probably shielded up that first Sludge because, well, we didn't lower their attack yet, and we would have been able to take this next one quite comfortably. But I feel like we would have just inevitably used a shield anyways, and all we really need to do is win this matchup here up against this Overquill. And that we did. They still have a shield left. We have none. Swapping right back into our Regirock immediately here. Now, don't get it twisted. They will be able to take you out maybe if they build up a bunch of energy and you screw up the whole alignment and you get hit with a couple of Brave Birds, but that's going to take quite a bit of energy, and they realize that it's not enough and they back out. We take that win. Moving on to our next opponent, leading with that Regirock met with a Muck. This is a great lead. Show me that Poison Jab, and they have Poison Jab. Even better. So the thing about Regirock is the spam ability with the nuke moves. It doesn't have anything that's baity. It just hits hard, period. Now, you could go with Zap Cannon, which is something I have never run on this thing, but that's definitely an option to think about. So they're swapping into their Giratina, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Pidgeot. Now, this thing does have Shadow Claw, so it's not doing very effective damage, and that's where it kind of starts to shine. They're going to be able to spam me with these Dragon Tails. As you can see here, that's what Giratina is made for, is that spam thing that we were talking about, but soon it'll have Shadow Force, so we do need to look out for those. But as we do lower the attack, I mean, they're just doing less and less and less damage. And just a little heads up, you can only lower somebody's attack by 4 stages. You can't go any lower than 4 stages for anything. And you can't raise your attack more than 4 stages for any Pokemon as well. So they're making a swap back into their Muck. They are literally shieldless at this point, and we have 2 left. We could shield this up and call it a good day, but I let it go knowing we're going to be able to survive that and get to another Stone Edge. Good old trusty Regirock shiny. This thing is just freaking amazing. Taking out the Muck, surviving with like 3 HP. They bring back their Giratina to farm up, and of course we're going to be going with our Pidgeot here. Got some fantastic lag. Pick my Pokemon, made me pick it again. Stinking game. Esport ready, let's go. So shielding this up as we don't really want to get matched up with our Mandibuzz, and we want to do as much damage as we can here. So we're going to actually double shield this. I think they swap here, and it is going to be a Sylveon. So I go straight for the Brave Bird here. This is not looking good, is it? And we go into the Mandibuzz. We're going to be able to get to this Lunge, and it will take them out, but are we going to be able to get to a charge move? I should have probably charged up a little bit more, but if I would have done that, well, no, I should have. Yeah, no, we would have been able to take them out with a superpower. We actually had the superpower, but they're going to be able to hit it first. Maybe I could have done it if I tapped it faster, but they're taking that win. Good game. Next battle, met with a Giratina. Okay, with Dragon Breath. It's a bit of a, I wouldn't call it an issue, but it's not going to be resisted by the Pidgeot here, so we got to do as much as we can. But Regirock is known to be able to stand up against Giratina, so we're not really looking horrible at all here, even with that Dragon Breath. Hitting me with that Dragon Claw, and Regirock doing what it does best and being the wall that it is and just absorbing those hits like there's no tomorrow. And we've already got them down into the yellow, which is great. Just need to do a little bit more damage. Maybe get off one more Stone Edge here, and we're doing it. This thing is always winning these matchups up against these Giratinas without having to use any shields. And there you go. There's their first shield. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, you know, let's go ahead and let this go. We'll bring in Pidgeot and we'll farm them up. I think we farm them all the way down. That'd be probably the best. I don't think there's any other option. I don't think we're getting to a charge move. So letting the Dragon Claw go, hoping they don't get to another one. Okay, great. Taking them out there. They bring back that Registeel. We swap into our Buzzwole, and they have the Drapion in the back. This is looking great for us here. And I do believe this is going to be our last battle. So if you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do so. Really do appreciate it. So we're going to be resisting the Crunch. Poison is going to be doing neutral, and it's still doing quite a bit even after that lunge there. Going for another one. All we really need to do is hold on to one shield here. Oh boy. We still have 2 left, so we're going to have to use one here. No big deal. They have 0 shields, and as long as we can get to a superpower, we're looking good. We do have the Pidgeot in the back, which is doing virtually no damage, but we will be able to do something with the Brave Bird if we so need to. So we're shielding up that Focus Blast or whatever charge move, so we haven't had our attack dropped yet. Going for the superpower and finishing it off with the Buzzwole. Thank you for watching, folks. If you did enjoy, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
Sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
Touch the net. This is the